Any comic book reader worth their salt knows that death is really only a temporary setback. Unless you're Uncle Ben. Sorry, Peter. No one has embraced that principle in the Marvel Cinematic Universe like the god of mischief himself, Loki. He died by dropping off into space rather than face the consequences of its really convoluted ploy to win his dad's acceptance and the throne of Asgard, only to end up on an asteroid getting an Infinity Stone and alien army from the other on behalf of the Mad Titan Thanos. He died again helping avenge the death of his mother after accidentally helping her assassins. Only nope, he was alive and pretending to be Odin. Thanos thought he wrote the final chapter of Loki's life when he came to Asgard to complete his stone collection. But a previous time Loki was able to take the same previous time's Tesseract and defy death one more time. Except that one wasn't supposed to happen. And now he's facing the worst punishment the multiverse has to offer: bureaucracy. Part of Loki's trip through the multiverse's DMV-esque hellscape is an orientation video by none other than Miss Minutes, who does her best to explain why Loki is there and why what the TVA does is important. Hidden in that exposition dump is a clue as to where the MCU is headed. As Miss Minutes explained, without them there were moments called Nexus events, where someone would go left when they should have gone right. This event causes the timelines to branch out and create a new reality. It was the reason the Ancient One wasn't eager to give the Hulk her Time Stone, and the reason that Captain America had to go back in time to return all the stones where they found them. While the Ancient One's concern was that this new reality wouldn't have the Time Stone to defend it, Miss Minutes hints at consequences even more dire. New realities kept getting created and eventually finding out about each other, eventually leading to a war between reality timelines. So the TVA decided that there was one sacred timeline, and anyone who creates a variant off that, they gotta go. Nexus events should ring a bell, as Nexus was the last advertisement in Wanda Maximoff's real but not really sitcom world she created. But that's not the only thing that's familiar, especially to fans of the comic books. The most noteworthy event, though, and the one that speaks to the situation in the MCU the most, is 2015's Secret Wars. The original Secret Wars was a big crossover event that introduced an all-out, powerful Star Trek-esque alien. He threw all the heroes he could find in a jar, or in this case, a battle world, and made them fight to see who would win. That was the series where Spider-Man got a costume upgrade that turned out to be a really clingy alien, and everyone realized the best thing to do was leave Molecule Man alone. There was a follow-up to that series a few years later as the Beyonder went in for a round 2. But then in 2015, Secret Wars got a whole new start. And it's that Secret Wars that might be a clue to the future of the MCU, and how you manage to top a climax like Endgame. The setup for the Secret Wars didn't involve gathering up a bunch of superheroes like Pokemon and making them fight. Instead, this Secret War started when realities started colliding and collapsing until 2 realities were left. Earth 616, otherwise known as the main Marvel timeline, and Earth 1610, better known as the Ultimates timeline. Marvel Ultimates was an effort to refresh Marvel's cast of heroes with updated origins, looks, and in some cases, even secret identities as Miles Morales handled the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man duties. The Ultimates is also where Nick Fury went from looking like David Hasselhoff to Samuel L. Jackson. The purpose of the event, aside from bringing together the 2 timelines for some all-star action, was that Marvel had decided it was time to bring the Ultimate series to an end. This one happened when Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and Molecule Man went to seek out the Beyonders. Demonstrating why you never bring Doctor Doom to a place of immeasurable power, the result was a patchwork world stitched together from various realities that saw different versions of heroes and villains fighting each other, while using the last version of Molecule Man as a battery. Reed Richards from 616 managed to have a one-on-one with Molecule Man, and convinced him to put the universe right again, collapsing 616 and 1610 into a new prime timeline. Sounds familiar, right? A bunch of different branching realities entering into conflict that threatens to destroy all reality until a single, sacred even, timeline is established. What makes Secret Wars so enticing a possibility for the MCU is that it's facing its own reality crisis. Flashback to 2008, when a comic book company that had been on the ropes more than a few times in the previous years teamed up with a movie star who himself was no stranger to career danger. They created a shared universe starting with Iron Man. Success was far from a foregone conclusion. Stan Lee had been essentially going door to door with this notion to studios for decades. They were able to sell the rights to Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four to keep the lights on at the House of Ideas. So Marvel was set to create a shared universe absent their most marketable characters. It worked better than anyone could have imagined. Well, not anyone. Stan the Man had been telling people this would work the whole time. But with great success comes great corporate shuffling. Not only were their big 3 titles locked away at other companies, including brand-defining Spider-Man and The Mutants, But structure inside Marvel put Kevin Feige in the only home runs Marvel Studios, making the features, and Marvel CEO Isaac Perlmutter put up Jeff Loeb in charge of Marvel Entertainment making TV shows. After Marvel Entertainment struggled to match the success of Marvel Studios, in 2015 parent company Disney decided that instead of reporting to Perlmutter, Feige should report directly to Disney and oversee all of the live-action productions. Feige was clear that he wasn't thrilled with everything that happened over at Marvel Entertainment. Meanwhile, Disney continued to dominate at the game of Hungry Hungry Hippos Corporate Edition, and bought up 20th Century Fox, which just so happened to have the rights to the Mutants and the Fantastic Four, and after failing to relaunch Spider-Man, Sony and Disney came up with a joint custody arrangement. Most of this was sent to the side burner while Feige and company finished what they had started, bringing 10 years of MCU movies to an epic climax in Infinity War and Endgame. Now that it's over and Thanos is defeated, twice even, Feige and company have a very comic book-esque multiple reality problem in what exactly makes up the MCU timeline. Just the kind of problem that a Secret War could solve. There are a lot of pieces already in place. Wanda Maximoff has unlocked her powers, and those powers include the ability to bend reality into whatever she wants, including vintage sitcoms. Another rogue Loki is already skipping through time, creating nexus points wherever probably she, goes. Notorious time-traveling jerk Kang the Conqueror is headed to the next Ant-Man and Wasp movie. With the announced Fantastic Four movie, Doctor Doom can't be far behind. There are even hints that the timeline cleanup has already begun. Eagle-eyed fans have spotted a character in the background at the TVA that looks suspiciously like Agent Carter, perhaps indicating that her adventures are getting an adjustment. With the multiverse playing a big role in Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Loki's adventures with the TVA seem destined to do what Loki does best: cause chaos. The last remaining piece in that puzzle is the all-powerful being with the man-perm, the Beyonder.